Today, we're taking a deep dive into a spot in Port Antonio, Jamaica called the Bayview Eco Resort and Spa. Is it a hidden gem? Well, that's what we're here to find out. We're going to peel back the layers of the marketing and see what guests actually think, comparing those glossy promises with their real, on-the-ground experiences. So let's start with the dream, right? What's the best-case scenario here? Well, one guest on TripAdvisor pretty much nails it. An amazing, true Jamaican holiday. I mean, that's a huge promise. So let's dig in and see if the resort really delivers on that level of hype. Okay, so here's our game plan for this little journey. First, we'll look at the official pitch, what Bayview says it's all about. Then we'll check out the rooms and see what there is to do. After that, we get to the really juicy stuff, the guest reviews. And finally, we'll wrap it all up with a final verdict to help you figure out if this is the right spot for you. All right, first things first, before we jump into what people are saying, we really need to understand the vibe Bayview's going for. What's the story they're trying to sell? The key phrase here is boutique eco resort. Now, that's not just a marketing buzzword, it actually signals a very specific promise. It's going to be small, intimate, and deeply connected to nature and the local culture. So right away, you know this is not your typical mega resort, and that distinction is going to be super important later on. So here's the picture they paint. We're talking about a tiny 33-room hotel, which is pretty small. It's on an old coconut plantation, so you can just imagine all that lush tropical greenery everywhere. It overlooks the harbor and promises this tranquil, really authentic Jamaican vibe, basically a world away from those giant, crowded resorts. So how does that whole eco-resort feeling translate to where you actually sleep? Well, the layout of the rooms is a really big part of the whole experience. See, instead of one giant hotel block, the rooms are all spread out over 5 separate houses with these great names like Aki and Bamboo. The whole idea is to make it feel less like a hotel and more like you're in a private little village, totally surrounded by nature. And it looks like they cater to a few different types of travelers. You've got your standard room, which is perfect for couples. Then there's a junior suite that has a kitchenette, great for longer stays. And they even have a full 3-bedroom grand house, which would be perfect for families or a group of friends. Okay, so you've settled into your room. Now what? Let's take a look at what you can actually do, both right there on the property and in the incredible area just outside the gates. Right on the resort itself, you've got the essentials covered, a pool with what looks like a stunning view of the harbor, a restaurant, and a spa. But the thing that really stands out for a lot of guests, it's the free breakfast. You can get a standard continental breakfast, sure, but apparently everyone raves about the authentic Jamaican option, which changes every single day. But honestly, the location might just be Bayview's single biggest selling point. You're just a 10-minute drive from iconic spots like Frenchman's Cove and the Blue Lagoon. You're super close to incredible waterfalls and the legendary Boston Jerk Center. It's basically the perfect launch pad for exploring the real Port Antonio. So that's the brochure version, right? A tranquil, natural paradise. But does the real lived experience actually match the hype? Well, it's time to hear from the people who paid their own money to stay there. Let's get into the guest reviews. This chart from TripAdvisor tells such a fascinating story. A huge chunk of guests, more than half, give it a perfect 5-star rating. That's really impressive. But then, look at the other side. There's this significant cluster of 1, 2, and 3-star reviews. This tells us right away that people are having very, very different experiences here. The 5-star reviews, they basically echo the resort's own promises. People absolutely love the tranquil setting and the tropical environment. But the one thing that comes up over and over and over again is the staff. Everyone seems to agree that they are incredibly friendly and helpful, and that is a massive win. But this is where the story gets a little more complicated. This one review just sums up the main complaint perfectly. It starts out great location, lovely staff, and then comes the catch: slightly worn out hotel. That phrase, worn out, is the key theme you see in almost every single negative review. So it really all comes down to this big trade-off. On one hand, you have the incredible staff, that stunning location, and the amazing breakfast. But on the other hand, you have to weigh these potential downsides: facilities that feel dated, service that can sometimes be inconsistent, and missing amenities like a mini fridge in some of the rooms. So what's the bottom line? After weighing the official pitch against what people are really saying, here's our final take on the place. Here's the single most important thing to know about this place. Bayview is rustic, it's charming, and it's authentic. If you are expecting a polished, modern, five-star luxury hotel, this is not it. This place is all about character, not shiny, new perfection. Looking across different sites like Kayak and Booking.com, the average score kind of settles around a 7.5 out of 10. And that number really says it all, doesn't it? It's solidly in the good category, a place many people truly love. But it's kept from reaching excellent because of those consistent complaints about the aging facilities. And so it all comes down to one simple question that you really have to ask yourself. Are you looking for a vacation that has soul, or are you looking for a vacation that has polish? If you're the kind of person who will happily trade a missing mini fridge for a heartfelt conversation with the staff and a truly authentic jungle setting, then Bayview might just be your own private paradise. But if a worn-out cushion or a slow Wi-Fi connection is going to ruin your trip, you might want to look elsewhere. The choice is yours.